it's important to have an end in mind of where you're going 5 to 10 years down the line to make sense of what you're doing today. Now, you can draw an analogy to say taking a road trip on a holiday, right? It's important for you in this road trip to think about what your holiday milestones are over a span of, say, 1 or 2 weeks. So at least you know where you could be taking your next bus ride or what you need to prepare for the next day. And of course, like all holidays, plans may change along the way based on what you come to find more interesting or compelling. But it's important to at least have that initial end in mind of what you want to do. So that each day has a purpose and a meaning. You only have 2 weeks, so each day counts. Draw this in parallel to your careers. You only have a limited time now, 4 years, 3 years in university, to really think about where you want to go. Please don't waste it and please make full use of it. It's important to have an end in mind. And at the same time, I also understand that the industry is extremely fluid these days, and so are the interests of students when they're still studying. So I actually encourage students to really think of their career goals as a hypothesis. In science, a hypothesis is a starting point scientists make before investigating further with experiments. That hypothesis for you in career planning can be, oh, I want to be a social media manager in 5 to 10 years. Oh, I want to be an AI engineer in 5 to 10 years. Right? Now you have your hypothesis. I would then encourage students to run experiments to see whether that hypothesis is who they can and want to be in the future. And by experiments, I would mean going for internships, doing projects or extra classes that is relevant in that specific field. So let's say if your hypothesis is to be a social media manager, for example, try interning as one, or even creating your own professional social media account to manage. And when running these experiments, identify if one, whether you like it or not, and two, whether you'd be good at it long term. If any of the answers to the above is no, then see whether you'd like to change your hypothesis and run other experiments. And when you're still a student, it's really fine to keep changing your hypothesis and run as many experiments as you can until you found your eureka moment, because that is the moment where you go, this in 5 to 10 years, this is what I want to be. And you have evidence to show from your experience that you love the work and you are good at it. First, you need to be very self-aware and know and understand exactly what kind of job you'd like to go for and why you might be the best fit person for the role you're applying for. Number two, get your basics right. And by basics, I mean ensuring you have your resumes, your LinkedIn profile fully updated, conveying all the skills, experience, and enthusiasm that you bring to the table as a professional and in a document, and that document is submitted to HR or is viewed by others. And then third, aggressively network and build relationships. In this day and age, there's really an unlimited number of candidate applications applying for the same roles that you are applying for. So what naturally then differentiates you from the crowd from an employer's point of view is that, do they know you? Do any of my colleagues know you? Have you ever interacted or actually got to know my company through more than just the website? These are all questions that employers have in the back of their mind before they make a decision whether to even interview you, or if they're interviewing you already, whether to hire you or not.